Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wow. The last Saturday in the month, 4 more days to the end of the year, and this is Dr. Herbert Harris, and this is Success Mentorship Class number 357. And our topic for today is operating at maximum effectiveness in the new year. I wanted to really hit this topic because it is really the fourth of a series that we've done, and we'll go into that in a moment. But this is where we put the icing on the cake, where we get our final marching orders from this current year into the new year. Number one, I want to welcome those on Instagram. Let me welcome those on Facebook. And let me invite you all to go and visit our website, herbertharris.com, to get a copy of our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success, and Dream Bigger Dreams. Our topic for today is operating a maximum effectiveness in the new year. And the quote that I think really sums it all up is a quote from actually a publisher and a poet, Felix Dennis. And he said, ideas don't make you rich. The correct execution of ideas makes you rich. Ideas don't make you rich. The correct execution of ideas makes you rich. Wow. You know, when he said that, and I read that, I thought to myself, amazing, that so many times we'll have a good idea and we don't act on it. We don't pursue it. We don't, I'll say, do the Thomas Edison approach to an idea. When Thomas Edison was working hard to discover the light bulb, the filament for the light bulb, one of the things that happened was he failed over and over and over again, but he had the attitude that he had never failed. He successfully identified many things that would not work. And so ideas are great, but the correct execution of ideas will make you rich, will get desired results. And so it all comes down to how effectively you execute your life plan. Now, we've been building to this crescendo for the last 4 weeks. The first um, talk in this series was we said reflect and assess your accomplishments for this current year, for where we are right now. And we did that. We looked at our wins and our lessons. And you remember we talked about the Ben Franklin method. The wins are all the good things you accomplished, and the lessons are the things that did not work. And so you either win or learn. And we concluded at the end of part one that if you had more wins than lessons, then you make some minor adjustments and you're great. You go into the new year with some minor adjustments and you put the pedal to the metal. If you had more lessons than wins, than victories, then the message was do a overhaul from a checkup from the neck up and from the heart down. Make drastic change in everything you were doing. Then the second lesson was on making the life changes. And Dawn did a brilliant presentation about making the life changes that once you have determined what you want to adjust now to execute your life plan, what changes do you have to make? And she relied a bit on the second law of success, be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. And so she was able to paint a picture that once you determine the changes that you need to make to bring about the results you desire, then you have a choice to make those changes. Last week we talked about new you, new goals. that once you've made the changes in your life, in your mindset, in your perspective, in your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your relationships, you're a new person. And so now you can set new goals because you have a new level of consciousness, a new perspective from which to operate. And now this week, lesson 4 is making and executing a success plan. And I recommend that you get the 12 Universal Laws of Success. Chapter 7 is on the law of action. And there's an entire section there on how to write a success plan, how to execute a success plan. Today, though, I want to go to a broader context because those of you up at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning are very special people. And this broader context is really, it's not just about making and executing a success plan. It's really about operating at maximum effectiveness in your success plan, operating at maximum effectiveness over this year. And that's what this message is about today, because each and every one of us has a goal, has things we want to be, do, and have. But if we don't operate in the most effective way, and when I say effective, that means getting desired results. You always get results, but the results you get may not be the desired ones. So, what are the 7 steps to operating at maximum effectiveness over the next year? Step 1, become a time master. You see, we all have the same number of hours in a day. My day, your day, it does not matter who you are, but we all have the same number of hours in the day. And as a result, it's really about what we do with those hours. What do we do with those hours? How do we choose to execute our life with the hours available? And so we have to use the time question. What is the best use of my time right now when I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose? Now you've written your goals, you know what you want to be doing, have over the next year. So as you move through this next year, to look at it and say, is this the best use of my time right now, from moment to moment? Because how you use that time determines the results you get. General Eisenhower had a very interesting approach to it, and I love it. It's called the Eisenhower Matrix. And he grouped the choices of what you do each moment into 4 categories. Category number 1 is what he called important and urgent. So whatever you're confronted with at a particular time over this next year, it's important and urgent. Now, these are things you got to take care of right away. In a very simplistic method, it might be your cable bill. So if you didn't pay your cable bill yesterday, then this morning you might not be here. So important and urgent. These are things to take care of first. The second category now is the category that we really want to dwell in. It's the important but not urgent. And these are the things that we focus on to get desired results. Focusing on, Joyce, we always talk about income producing activities when we're talking about money, results producing activities when we're talking about life. To focus on things that are important but not urgent. And this is where the planning mindset exists. If you can execute effective planning, then you will have very little important and urgent activities to deal with. Generally, if you are really operating on a high level of efficiency and effectiveness yourself, the only important and urgent stuff that you encounter is somebody else's crisis, somebody you care about, a family member, a great friend who's gotten themselves in a pickle. The third area is stuff that is not important but urgent. And these are the kind of things you delegate to other people. You don't have to do everything yourself. But so many times we can get bogged down in that ego thing that we have to do everything. Well, over this next year, there are a lot of things you can delegate to other people, which preserves your most precious commodity, your time. And then you have that fourth category, not important and not urgent. And those things, don't do them. Eliminate them, deprioritize them. And so this first thought now of having your being a time master puts you in control of your gift from God. You see, time is God's gift to you. What you do with that time is your gift to God. So, what are some of the things you can do to make that happen? Well, at the beginning of each week, to get into that cycle of listing the things that you have to do and categorizing them according to the Einstein matrix. Are these important or unimportant? And once you lay them out, you can then schedule them in over the week when they are to be done with the proper level of priority. Don't spend dollar time on penny jobs. If there's one thing that eats up your time, it's dollar time on penny jobs. Number two, have a growth mindset. You see, a growth mindset says that you may not have everything you need to get everything you want in this particular moment, but you have the capacity to learn, practice, and master anything you need to get anything you want, to become the person you want to be. And so this growth mindset really is an affirmation of your own abilities. It says, I can do it. It says, I have the ability to learn whatever I need to know to go wherever I want to go. That's a great affirmation. I learn whatever I need to know to go wherever I want to go. And when you start developing this growth mindset, it's important now to look at opportunities to grow instead of threats. As we go along this journey over this next year, that there are going to be challenges, things will happen that unexpected, but everything that happens, that growth mindset says look at it as an opportunity for growth. Look at it as a lesson to be learned. To look at every challenge as a way to get better, to see bigger, to see more, to do more, to perfect yourself, to operate at maximum effectiveness. Every and I don't like to call them failures or missteps, are just lessons to help you get better, are lessons to help you guide future decisions. I always think of, this. We tell the story of the young man who was interviewing this lady, and she was a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and he was a bit impatient, and he asked her, "What's the secret to success?" And then he really, I'm glad he didn't ask me because he said, and ma'am, he said, please, can you make it simple? I just want like a little nugget. What is the secret to success? And she said, right decisions. And he said, well, how do you learn to make right decisions? And she said, from experience. So, well, how do you get experience? And she said, from wrong decisions. And so this growth mindset says that anything that happens now, you approach it from a growth aspect so that you don't get discouraged, so that in the 12 universal laws of success, the law of supply says you already have everything you need to get anything you want. So many times it's information that needs to be drawn out of you. You may need to read something to stimulate something inside you to help you grow through a particular experience. And I say stay in the learning mode. Take courses. You notice that everybody on Instagram, on Facebook, on our mastermind group, all of us are like universal students. We're taking courses in something, we're enrolling in something online, and many of us are part of the great discovery. e-learning platform, and where we really believe that everybody in the world wants to learn something, and we want to learn more too. To stay out front in that learning mode, as long as you can stay in the learning mode, you can achieve maximum effectiveness. The third key is to build a success team. Build a success team. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. We often talk about the boat of life, that we are a boat on the river of time, and we have a crew on that boat. And the crew are those people you permit onto your boat, into your space, into your experience of life, and they can either work with you or work against you to get that maximum impact. And one of the spiritual aspects of performance and effectiveness is the mastermind principle. We're on these programs on Saturday morning. We come together, and many of you often say what you take away has been powerful to help transform you, help you move to the next level. Dr. Breakthrough says team means together everyone achieves more. Together everyone achieves more. When you surround yourself with people who uplift you and care about you, they inspire you to work. Seek out a mentor. Coach Smile has been my coach for years. We talk, and I counsel with him, and he's always been one of those people that has done and been where some of the places I want to go. Now, maybe there's sometimes I coach him. I've been some places he may want to go. But the point is to surround yourself with people who are smarter than you in some area. If you're the smartest one in your group, run. Get out of that group. One of the beautiful things I love about all of us working together in this particular platform, The Great Discovery, is that mastermind concept of feeling that each other cares and each other's willing to help us uplift and get better and assist us. Treat each person as a seed, as a golden seed. Make a list of the people in your network. Sometimes we can get so busy, so involved with what we're doing that we forget the nuggets, the people around us. Many a times their input can help us in our current situation. So make a list of your network, honor your network, be clear about your network, identify your network, and check in with them regularly. Nurture those relationships, because it is those relationships that will give you power beyond your individual capacity. The fourth key is to create routines, habits, systems that make it all easier. System means save yourself time, energy, and money. Save yourself time, energy, and money. When you create systems, and systems are so critical as we begin to move along, when you create systems, you get to that point where it becomes automatic. For example, create a system. You wake up at a certain time. You go to bed at a certain time. Create systems where you do your list of things to do a certain time. Create systems where everything becomes so automatic that you don't have to think about it anymore. Example, like a morning ritual. Get your quick exercises, do your meditations, do your journaling, do your reading, to work in spurts. One of the things I've been finding is the power of time blocking. So many of us have multiple talents. So many of us have things that we do in different areas. We may be a parent. We may be a CEO of one company. We may be a teacher, a coach. We have all these different activities that we're involved in. And one of the things I find is when you time block, in other words, when you set aside a certain amount of time to do a particular set of activities. So 2 to 4 o'clock, I'm a writer. Okay. 8 a.m., 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. is meditation and personal counseling time. That when you create systems, systems leverage your power. So identify your routines, create routines, follow the system, and that will free you up to use your awesome capacity to think for better things. The fifth key, and this is something that I think all of us have been going through quite a bit, and that is the technology war. Okay? Embrace technology. Technology can help us leverage and get more use out of the time we have available. You see, since our time is constant, anything that we can do to leverage the results we get in that time is powerful. So let us begin to embrace technology. Sometimes I find people in my age category, and I know it's hard to believe I'm over 21, but who say, "Oh, I don't want to learn anything new." Well, when you don't want to learn anything new, you're heading out of here. So use technology. I'm just learning about a new technology. Was it Trello? We just learned the other day. Once again, the mastermind principle in the group that we were discussing, I think Quinn shared something about Trello. I'd never heard about it. All of a sudden, once he said it, I've seen it in 3 or 4 different places. Powerful tool. So use technology to leverage your time. Do a technology audit too, because technology can work against you. You can spend time playing games and getting sounds out of the computer. But if you use technology properly, it can leverage your time to give you more time freedom to be more effective in the things that are important. Number 6, and this is critical, take care of yourself. You know, all of us are hard grinding people. I mean, we work. You know, over the holidays, we have some new affiliates this morning, Tisla and Dexy and Iban, and let me tell you, they kept me hopping. We were making calls. We were doing presentations on Christmas Day. Okay, but we did it. We time boxed it so that it didn't interfere with our Christmas holidays. So taking care of yourself is really critical. Physical activity, a regular exercise program. Many of us do stuff where we're sitting long periods a day. Let us get into a regular exercise program so that we can tone our muscles, tone our body. Let us look at our diet and some of the things that we're taking in. You know, when you're a hard driver and you're working long hours in different places, you may have a tendency to eat stuff that's not good for you. Look at your rest. You know, there's a great saying, one of the great masters says that he who can is able to relax can take a city. So what do you mean? In other words, when you can power down and relax and recharge your spiritual, physical, emotional batteries, that prepares you to be even stronger the next day. Learn to unplug and do meditation and reading, but focus on you. We know the Arabian proverb says that he who has health has hope. He who has hope has everything. So this self-care, taking care of yourself is critical. And then finally, the seventh key is to monitor, measure, adjust, and celebrate. Monitor your progress. Monitor your progress each and every day. To have your daily accountability, where you lay out your list of things to do each day and the schedule when they must be done. And then at the end of the day, hold yourself accountable and evaluate your results that measure your accomplishments. If you've made enough calls, if you're in a business where you're interacting and building a team and sales or that type of sharing business where your business depends on how many prospects do you talk to, how many people do you interact with. If you're applying for a grant, how many grants did you send out to different organizations? If you're applying, trying to get a promotion, how many applications did you fill out to move up to the next level? Adjust accordingly, and then celebrate your victories. So at the end of the day, when you look at your to-do list, the things and the blocks of time that you've allocated, and when you got things done, give yourself a pat on the back. Take an extra banana, celebrate your progress. At the end of the week, when you look at your weekly goals and you accomplish them, give yourself a break, take yourself out, do something special for you. You know, when you celebrate a victory, it stays in your mind. Look at your monthly reviews. Monitor your progress on a monthly basis. Normally, if you took care of the daily results and the weekly results, the month is taken care of, but sometimes it may not be. Sometimes certain failures or shortcomings don't show up until the end of the month. Well, when that is so, fine, adjust. Celebrate when you do a good month. Look at your quarters. You know, we noticed we did the last 90 days of the year, and we see how that last 90 days went by so fast because we were focused on it. Like we're down now to 4 days left in the year to accomplish the things we set out to do. So evaluate it on a quarterly basis. You notice that most corporations, we can look at how companies are run to run our lives in many instances. Most corporations have a quarterly report. You need to do a quarterly assessment and even a 6-month assessment. And so this way, when you constantly monitor your progress, where you're going, how you're getting there, you can make adjustments and then celebrate your victories. Let's just pause and take a moment. And so to summarize today's lesson, operating at maximum effectiveness in the new year. We've reflected and assessed where we are. We've made our life changes. We've set new goals, and now we have been committed to operating at maximum efficiency by becoming a time master, making time work for us, by maintaining a growth mindset where every experience is a dress rehearsal for success, by creating a success team and surrounding ourselves with people who care about us, who uplift us, who love us. We've created routines and habits that support us and put systems in place that help us operate at maximum efficiency and effectiveness. We use technology as a power tool to help us do whatever we have to do most efficiently and most effectively. We take good care of ourselves, know that our health is our most valuable asset. We guard it, we protect it, we uplift it. And finally, we monitor our activities, we measure our results, we adjust our activities accordingly, and we celebrate our victories. When we can do those things, nothing is impossible. We can be what we want to be, do what we want to do, and have anything we desire, always knowing that the best is yet to come. And so it is. Let's just take a deep breath for a moment. Let it out slowly. Thank you for being with us today on Instagram, on Facebook, our mastermind group. We're going to have our discussion in a moment. Be sure to visit our website, herbertharris.com. These 4 topics that we sort of capsulated and completed today of assessing, addressing the changes, making new plans, and then executing your life plan effectively. This is all a part of our New You for the New Year home study course, and I implore you to go and take it out, check it out. If there's one tool that can take you where you need to go, it is the New You for the New Year home study course. We've set up a special website, www.newmein2024, NEWMEIN 2024.com. New Me in 2024. Thanks so much for being with us this day. Every Saturday morning at 8 a.m., we're right here, and we implore you and invite you to join us and become a part of the Success Mentorship Network. And so it is.